Okay, hello and good morning. Let's talk about the least common multiple and factoring. Okay, for those of you who did not learn how to factor and submitted some work without any work for each problem, who really didn't do what they were supposed to do, now's your chance to learn it. So here we go. And this time when you turn in work, you must show your work. All right, so let's take a look here. This one right here, what you're going to do is factor it. You're going to do 2 times 40, 2 times 20, 2 times 10, 2 times 5, and then x, x, x. On this one, you're going to do 2 times 15, 3 times 5, x, x, y. And then you're looking to see what they both have in common. Well, I see a 2, 1, 1, take 1 out. I see a 5, 1, 1, take 1 out. I see 2 x's, take 2 out. And I'm not sure that I see anything else. I don't see a 3, I don't see another 2, I don't see a y. So your answer is going to be 10x squared is called the least common multiple. On the next one, which is what we're doing today, is factoring. Now, to factor, you must break it up the same way. So you're going to go 2 times 4, 2 times 2, x, 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 y, y. And again, this is the work required to get work or to get your credit. So this is 2 times 2, which is 4, and then 3 x's. So now I see 2 2's. So I'm going to take out 2 2's. I see 2 x's. So I'm going to take out 2 x's. And actually they have 3 x's. So take out 3 x's. They don't have any y's. And I think that's it. Now, 2 times 2 is 4. So it's going to be 4 x to the third is called your greatest common factor. And then what's left? Well, this one has a 2 and then y squared. So 2y squared plus. This one has nothing left, so put plus 1. And that's how you factor. And that's what you're doing today. All right, copy this one down. This looks like a real monster here. All right, now the first term is a negative, so we're definitely going to take out a negative. So let's break this up. 2 times 12, 2 times 6, 2 times 3, and then 6 x's. This one is 2 times 2, and then 4 x's. This one is 2 times 6, and then 2 times 3, and then 3 x's. And finally, this one is 2 times 4, and then 2 times 2, and then 2 x's. All right, let's see. They all have to have something in common here. Let's circle this. Let's circle that. Okay. So I see 2 2's. So we're going to take out 2 2's. They all have 2 2's. So 2 times 2 is going to be 4. This one has 2 x's, so that's going to be your limiting factor. So they all have at least 2 x's. So we're going to take out 2 x's, x squared. And I think that's it. So let's see what's left. On this one, it's going to be 6x to the fourth. Okay. This one right here is going to be x squared. This one right here is going to be 3x. And then the last one is going to be 2. Now, we took out a negative, so all of these signs change. This becomes a positive. This becomes a positive. This becomes a negative. and this becomes a negative. And that should be your answer. All right, today you're doing a worksheet. And number 35 is not on there. I had to use the space for the answer, so we're going to skip number 35. And there are the answers. If I don't see the work, you will not get credit. So I'm going to write this down for all of you. No work, no credit. That's it. Okay? And you say, well, what does the work look like? Well, look at all the work I did on that one. All right, let's go on. Let's talk about geometry. Okay. Find the area. Well, this one is a rectangle. So the area is length times width. So that's 5 times 6. So that equals 30 square inches. This one is a triangle, so it's 1/2 the base times the height. Color the box. The two that touch the box are the two that you use. So 5 and 8 is 40, and half of 40 is 20. All right, this one right here is a trapezoid. Now you're going to have to memorize the trapezoid formula. So it's 1/2 the height times the sum of the two bases. Okay, the height, color your box. The height is actually this one. So it's 1/2 the height. The bases are the ones that are parallel. This one is parallel to that one, so it's 2 plus 4. If you said 5 plus 3, you're going to miss it. So it's 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 is 6, times 3 is 18, and half of 18 is 9. And you have to know how to do a trapezoid, so memorize these formulas. This one right here is actually called a parallelogram. So area of a parallelogram is just base times height. It's kind of like a rectangle. Okay, don't take half of it because it's not a triangle. So the base, color the box. The base is 10 and the height is 6. So it's 10 times 6. Don't miss this one. Okay, be careful with that one. You don't want to use a slant. Okay, you want to use the height times the base. That's it. It's like a rectangle. All right, let's talk about today's work. Put away your bell work. Let's talk about this one right here. These are circles. Now, there's circle formulas you need to know. Okay, and this is on the ELC. So copy this down. These are some notes. Put notes and put a date. So it's x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals radius squared. Okay, so this is the center of the circle, HK. So HK is the center, and the radius is the square root of that. Okay, so let's look here. This is what you memorize. Opposite, opposite, square root. Say that to yourself and memorize that. Put a star by that. All right, so let's take a look at number 1. They want you to graph this. So it's already written in the form of a circle. So you're going to do the opposite of a -1. So the opposite, so the center of the circle is going to be the opposite is a +1. The opposite is a -3. So the center of the circle is going to be over 1, remember over first, and then down 3. So that's the center of the circle. And the radius is the square root of 4, which equals 2. So what you do is you go up 2, you go down 2, you go to the right 2, and you go to the left 2. And then you connect these points, and you have your circle. Now I probably should have used graph paper, but it is. Okay? So remember opposite, opposite, square root. Let me let you try one. Try number 3. Okay, so it's x minus 1. Okay, so write this down. Opposite, opposite, square root. So the center is going to be a 1, the opposite of a negative, and a 4. And the radius is going to be the square root of 9, which equals 3. So you're going to go over 1, up 4. Put a dot. Then from there, from that point, you're going to go to the right, 3. You're going to go to the left, 3. You're going to go up, 3. And you're going to go down, 3. And then you're going to connect them and make a circle. Those are pretty easy. Okay, take a look at this one. This one doesn't have the x expanded, so the 0. So the center is 0 and then 3. Okay? It's not expanded out. See how that's bigger, expanded? So if it's not expanded, it's a 0. So like if you see x squared plus y squared equals 16, then the center would be 0, 0. Okay, because they're not expanded. And then the radius would be the square root of 16, which equals 4. Okay, so you would go 0, 0, and then you go to the right 4, up 4, left 4, and down 4. Draw your circle. Okay, so the first page is pretty easy. Let's turn our attention to the back page. The back page, you have to do a process called completing the square here. So for the time being, we're going to skip 5 through 8. Skip those. This one says write an equation of a circle. Okay, so watch how I do this. It says the radius is 4 and the center is here. This is your h, this is your k. So it's x minus h squared plus y minus my k, which happens to be a negative, so that's a double negative, equals my radius squared. So you got to square that. So 4 squared is 16. And there it is. That's how you do that. All right, they might get a little harder, and if they do, I'll have to help you. Okay, it looks like they might. So try these. All right, that's what we're doing today. Have a good day.